choking. So good morning class. There are big news and new other day from learning something special and something specified for your knowledge for your 10th class. We have starting with that last we have discussion about the cell. Cell is the meaning of the structure and function, and we can study that last time. Today we are studying a topic which is called blood. Very well known, all of you in class. Blood is the meaning of red cells present in our body is called blood. Blood is the meaning in the definition is liquid connecting tissue. Blood meaning that liquid connecting tissue. We know tissue is the meaning that much more of cells group is called tissue, and connecting means is that we can connect for someone else, and liquid is as the presence in a not a solid, not a gas form, so liquid form. The blood is our topic, is divided in the definition is known as liquid connecting tissue. In our body, in a human body, 5 to 6 liter 5 to 6 liter blood presence in our body. Blood have containing 92% of water. Blood having a 92% of water and 8% of organic and inorganic compound. In a human body, blood definition is that the blood is a liquid connecting tissue and make a 5 to 6 liter blood in your human body approximately, and is having a 92% of water and 8% of organic and inorganic compound. The blood pH value is 7.8. 7.8. In the meaning, our blood is little more alkaline. In the meaning, it's called base. Base in the sense, the two type of compounds available is called acidic and basic. Acidic is the meaning of taste in sour, and base is the sour taste of bitter. The blood in our human body and the main important components of our systems is known as liquid connecting tissue. 5 to 6 liter blood presence in your human body. They have contained 92% of water and 8% of organic and inorganic compound. Blood pH value is 7.8. Is a little more nature in base. In a human body, blood formed in bone marrow. In human body, the blood is formed in bone marrow. The bone marrow is the meaning the hollow part in bone. In hollow part of bone was generated the blood in a human body. Blood bone marrow and spleen. In our body, the blood formed in bone marrow and spleen. S-P-L-E-E-N, spleen. Is that the blood is a connecting tissue of human body, is a 95 to 60 liter available in the body, 92% of water, 8% of inorganic and organic compound. The pH value is called 7.4 of pH value, a little more alkyl, and is formed in a bone marrow and spleen. In our body, what is the work of blood? What is the work of blood? First we know the blood is divided in three parts. It's called RBC. Second is known WBC, and third one is known platelets. 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 The RBC full form is called red blood cells. WC meaning is that white blood cells. White blood cells. We have know the work of both of blood vessels. The blood flow in our body. Two type of veins is called veins and arteries. Veins and arteries. In our human body, blood works in divided by three parts. It's called blood is divided in three parts: RBC, WBC, and platelets. RBC is the meaning of red blood cells, WBC meaning of white blood cells, and platelet is the meaning that we can study in the further. First one, then, what is the work of blood? What is the work of blood? The blood work is divided in three parts. The blood work divided in three parts on the behalf of their cells. First, we can study the RBC. RBC its color in red, available in red color. RBC is available in red color. They have not having any nucleus. RBC in color in red and not having any nucleus. Third one, RBC color have the region of HB. HB is the meaning of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. The red blood cells, red color is the region of hemoglobin. It having the Fe in the meaning iron present in RBC. The blood having divided in three parts: RBC, WBC, platelets. We have studied a single part. First one, we are studying the RBC. RBC full form is called red blood cells. Is the meaning that the name show that it will be in a color of red. Is the reason red color can be reason of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin present in RBC and is the reason of in the iron is contained of hemoglobin. RBC have not having any nucleus. That's good. We have again what is the work of RBC. RBC. We can study in the last classes blood having the main co-reason of taking gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Blood having the main work of transition of gases. O2 and CO2 is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Main cause of our blood, what will be done by RBC in our body? What will be done by RBC in our body? Why it take oxygen? RBC blood why have taken oxygen? Because we take food from energy and nutrition. We taking a food in our body to getting the energy and nutrition. What the process will be done in our body that food give us energy and nutrition? The main work of our food, taking food from the giving energy and nutrition in the behalf of blood. Blood part RBC taking the oxygen in our body. We know we get energy from any object. We are first done a process is called burning. Without burn, we not getting any energy from any type of object. So, that the main reason we taking the food from energy and nutrition is the meaning we have burned our food. We have burned our food in our body. Burning position is known oxidation. In our body, food burning position is known as oxidation. Oxidation. We take food. Most ingredient in our food is known glucose. Most ingredient in our food is known as glucose. Glucose having formula C6H12O6. Food having a main ingredient of glucose, and glucose formula is C6H12O6. When we take the oxygen, I am just again repeat the topic. Blood and dividation 3 part RBC, WBC and platelets. We have working special on the particular dividation work all of part of blood. Main part of blood of other parts done is RBC have main work to taking the transition the gases, oxygen intake and carbon dioxide exhale. In our body we take the food from energy and nutrition. In our body oxygen gas can oxidation the food. Oxidation the food in the meaning the burning the food to getting the energy. When our food can be oxidized with the help of oxygen, carbon dioxide, water and energy will be generated. In our body, energy is generated in the form of ATP. So first of that, we have generated the energy in the form of ATP. Carbon dioxide can be made and water. The nutrition will be absorbed by the blood. Absorbed by the blood, and RBC flow part in our body. Flow in our part of body. RBC can take energy, nutrition with all of the part of our body. The main work of RBC is that taking the oxygen, oxidize the food, make the energy and release the nutrition. Main ingredient is our food is called glucose. Oxygen can present the oxidize the glucose and make the carbon dioxide, water and energy in the form of ATP. And RBC take all of nutrition from the all part of our body and taking the energy. Is there? So we have again done RBC work in a short form. First, gases transition. Gases transition. O2 and CO2. The well known O2 is oxidized our body food and carbon dioxide is released from our part. Second is taking red color from the region of Hb. Hb is known as hemoglobin and is known as available of metal is called iron. RBC transits nutrition in our body. Exact. And other than RBC age is 120 days. RBC age is 120 days. In the meaning, RBC can be dyed or formed in 120 days. RBC can be dyed and formed in 120 days is the main work of RBC. So we are known when the average is that RBC. We have how more the energy can be developed and how can be carbon dioxide made in our body with the function of RBC. So RBC having a function that is take the oxygen and gases transition, oxidize the food to taking energy and nutrition. It is in a red color and the main radical reason is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a part you having the taking the oxygen. When oxygen bonding with hemoglobin is known as oxyhemoglobin. When oxygen bonding with hemoglobin is known as oxyhemoglobin, and when hemoglobin bonding with carbon dioxide to inhale our body is known as N-oxyhemoglobin. N-oxyhemoglobin. Our body can be transition oxygen with the help of hemoglobin. In our body, oxygen can be transition with the help of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin having a bonding with oxygen is called oxyhemoglobin and spread oxygen in our all part of our body. When the oxygen done oxidation process, carbon dioxide will be formed. Carbon dioxide bonding with the hemoglobin and is called N-oxyhemoglobin and extract from your body. The red blood cells in main working of transition are gases. In a color of red, region of hemoglobin, the iron metal is present. RBC age is 120 days. In 120 days, RBC can be dyed or formed. RBC main work the nutrition to spread our all body and gases. And it is a nucleus free. No nucleus will be present in an RBC. That's the thing. Okay. We have can study again. The next is known WBC. Okay. The question from my side. What is the immunity? What is the immunity? What is the immunity? Immunity is the meaning that our body protect for pathogens. What are the meaning of pathogens? There are so much good and bad foreign particles. There are so much good and bad foreign particles will be present in our body and at outer side of our body. Good pathogens will be help in our body to search out many work, just like lactobacillus bacteria. Lactobacillus bacteria is good from our GI, gastrointestinal tract, GI tract. But some bad bacteria, just like influenza, polio, hepatitis, typhoid, is a bad bacteria, is a bad pathogens which can harmful for our body for many reasons. That we have suffering from any bacteria and virus. We can suffer from fever, influenza, polio, typhoid and much more. So our body is basic on situation, primary situation, protect our body from the pathogens. In our body, that is called immunity. When the body protect our pathogens is called immunity. In our body, immunity will be done by a special part of our blood is known as WBC. Is known as WBC. WBC is a word that is called white blood cells. White blood cells. We can study the part of WBC of blood. First we know about the immunity. Immunity is a protection from our body from outer pathogens. Pathogens is the good bacteria, outer orbits. This way can be harmful or goodful for our body. Goodful will not harmful. Harmful bacteria just like bacteria, virus, protozoa, this can harm for our body. To protect that pathogen is called immunity. First our body can immune by the blood part is called WBC. WBC is the definition called white blood cells. White blood cells. White blood cells in a color of white. In a color of white. White blood cells have color of white because they have colorless. In the meaning, WBC is called as colorless. White blood cells have no age limit. The question is that why it is not having any age limit? Because whenever any pathogens cannot enter my body, we are in a healthy position. The white blood cells not done any work. But when any pathogens can enter my body, the first primary warrior of our body, WBC is known as warrior. Is known as warrior. Warrior in the meaning they fight against foreign particles and pathogens which can protect our body. WBC is a white blood cell, is a white color, is a colorless, is no age limit. But question is that I am asking the question you can learn. How can WBC work to know about is a good bacteria and a bad bacteria? That is the reason because WBC having a nucleus. WBC having a nucleus which can control the activity of WBC. Okay, in our body WBC has a color of white blood cells. First of known by WBC have our first warrior of our body which can improve our immunity. Immunity is the main definition that which can protect our body from pathogens. Pathogens is the meaning of foreign particles. Foreign particles, which particles can come in our body from outer area. It is two types, is a good and a bad. Good bacteria is good for us and bad bacteria is the main of disease can be formed in your body. For that, protect our body with the help of WBC. WBC is known as white blood cells. White blood cells because it is known in a color, is a colorless, so we know as white blood cells. It is no age limit because whenever the foreign particles cannot enter in our body, WBC cannot be fight. If we cannot be fight, it cannot be die. But when foreign particles come in our body, it will be fight against the foreign particles and it will be destroyed. It is known as warrior. It is known as warriors. The direction or control by WBC work is the help of nucleus. Is the second part of our blood is called WBC. Okay. And last part of our blood is known as platelets. Is known as platelets. Platelets. When we have any accident, suffering from any reason, the blood flow from our body. Blood flow from our body. If we cannot stop the flowing of the blood, if we cannot stop from the flowing of the blood, we can die. Then 4, blood deficiency. We die from blood deficiency. The main, when we any accident, when any reason, any of cause, there's blood flowing our body is called bleeding, continuously blood our bleeding. We can die from the deficiency of blood. So that our body done a special work. Before that, our body have done a special work is known as clotting. Is known as clotting. Is known as clotting. Not working. C-L-O-T-I-N-G. Clotting. Clotting is that we can stop our blood from our bleeding in our body. His main work is clotting. Clotting is that. What is the clotting? How can body is done the clotting? We know we have made a web-like structure. Web. All of you know web is the meaning of a net. Web is the meaning of net. When blood flow from your body, blood flow from your body, blood flow from body bleeding, the structure is known as web. The blood cells can be fixed in the structure. Blood cells can be fixed in that structure and stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. It is the known as clotting in our body structure. So platelets done a clotting structure like a web or net structure. Their blood cells can be fixed and then stop the bleeding. And last topic is called platelets having an age of 10 days. Having an age of 10 days. So the last is blood is reporting. The RBC, WBC and platelets. RBC is working of transition of gases. WBC is protect our body, and platelets are working the clotting in our